Kim Jong Nam. Does that name sound familiar? And I'm sure it does. It kind of sounds like Kim Jong Un, which you guys have all heard about, who is the current leader of North Korea. This has been one of the most highly talked about cases when talking about North Korea, as it's suspected that the leader wanted to get rid of his own blood brother. Or did he get assassinated? Or was this all a setup by himself, faking his own death? I mean, there's a lot of weird theories about this. Were the people involved really innocent or in on all of this? You guys know what time it is. It is quick fashion and crime time. Look at my little outfit, you guys. Cute. This corset top that I have, I just think matched it with my bear earrings and then my sapphire necklace, and I'm ready for crime today. Talking about safety, you might be thinking, well, how did Kim Jong Nam, who is like literally the blood brother of Kim Jong Un, even get caught in the first place? I mean, it was alleged that he was using Facebook and commercial emails, and that's how he was caught by these spies for the assassination. So talking about safety, first of all, do you guys use a VPN whenever you're surfing on the internet? Because there's a good reason why you should. And I just want to say thank you to Surfshark for partnering up with me today. Surfshark secures your data with industry-leading measures by using uncrackable encryption and the most secure VPN protocols. It also automatically blocks known malicious websites, phishing methods, and other threats. Not only that, but when you're traveling, such as if you go to a country that does not support Facebook, Instagram, YouTube like China, you guys can use VPNs to access those websites. Or if you guys are outside using public Wi-Fi, which could be dangerous, Surfshark encrypt your data, making it useless for people who do steal it. Also, if you want to use like Netflix from other countries, you guys can use a VPN and access it that way as well. With Surfshark, you can use it with unlimited amount of devices. So you can use it on your phone, your laptop, your computer. With my code GRAZY, you guys will get 83% of discount, 3 months free. They make it so affordable that there's no reasons why you should not be using a VPN whenever you're surfing on the internet. And let's stay safe, you guys, because these days we're on the internet more than we're on the outside of the world. Thank you so much to Surfshark for partnering up with me today. There's a lot of mystery around North Korea and what goes on behind there, especially the royal family. They're one of the most secretly kept families that there's so many assumptions, so many mysteries surrounding it. So let's talk about Kim Jong Nam, who was born in May 10th of 1971. He was the eldest son of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-il. For a while in the 90s, it was said that he was supposed to be the heir after his father. In total, Kim Jong-il had 6 children, and yes, one of them being Kim Jong-un, the current leader. Kim Jong Nam was born from an affair that Kim Jong-il had. The affair woman slash Kim Jong Nam's mother is Kim Hae-rim, who was an actress in North Korea. Now, the family situation is so complicated, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but apparently Kim Jong-il, when he had an affair against his father, which I believe, I might be wrong, but they have almost something like an arranged marriage where the family is kind of given like a choice of women that they pick for them. He eventually went to live out his childhood in Europe, Russia, and Switzerland to be specific, until 1988. According to his relatives, they claim that he was gifted with the arts. He loved movies, he loved creating films and things like that, and he had more interest in the arts rather than going after his father's footsteps, which is being the leader of North Korea. It was until May 2001 when Kim Jong Nam was arrested in Japan because he was supposedly trying to enter Japan to go to Tokyo Disney with his family illegally by using a fake passport. And ever since then, after he was caught, it was said that his father just strongly disapproved and had questions that Kim Jong Nam could ever even be the leader because of his, quote, capitalistic views. Now, starting from here, again, Kim Jong Nam lost the favor of the family, and it was deemed that he was unfit to be the next leader. Fast forward to 2010, after Kim Jong-il died, Kim Jong-un was made the next leader of North Korea. Now, ever since then, it was rumored that Kim Jong Nam was on the assassination list by his own brother, Kim Jong-un. We're gonna get to why the brother wanted to kill his own brother in a little bit, but starting from 2012, Kim Jong Nam supposedly wrote a letter to to his brother asking to spare his life. It was said that ever since then, Kim Jong Nam had been on the low-key wanting to just live his normal life. So let's fast forward to February 13th of 2017. Kim Jong Nam was spotted in Kuala Lumpur airport in Malaysia traveling alone. It was a fairly busy day at the airport with a lot of people, and they say that usually Kim Jong Nam has a group of bodyguards to protect him because he is such a high-profile person, but actually people say that he's been traveling alone multiple times for a while now. While looking at the plane times on the screen, all of a sudden a woman comes over and puts her hand over his mouth for exactly 2.3 seconds. Next, he alerts the airport staff by saying someone had grabbed me from behind and splashed the liquid on my face. They took him to the airport emergency center, and within a couple minutes you could see him starting to limp his feet. He lost his breath very quickly and finally passed out. 2 hours later, he was pronounced dead. Autopsy showed that they found in his body a highly banned chemical material called VX nerve agent. Again, this chemical has been pretty much banned for a long time all over the world. This is a very powerful chemical that was developed for warfares. It's an oily form, and when entered to the sensitive parts of the skin, like your eyes, nose, mouth, any entering of the skin, someone can die even quickly as within minutes. So the question was, who was behind this in the broad daylight? And why? The suspected criminals seen on CCTV were 2 women, one Indonesian woman named Siti Aisha and a Vietnamese woman named Doen Thi Huong. There was also about 4 more suspects, and they were known to be undercover North Korean men. It was said that somehow they got information that Kim Jong Nam was supposed to arrive in Malaysia February 6th. A couple days prior, these 6 people arrived in Malaysian airport to get ready for this plan. Now, unfortunately, the day that Kim Jong Nam was assassinated, on February 13th, the 4 men that was supposed to be in connection fled. So they took a plane right after to unknown places now, and they were never caught. How they got this information that Kim Jong Nam was going to be in Malaysia was supposedly that he was using Facebook, other social media, and commercial emails that made him easy to be tracked. When these 2 women were caught, of course, everyone thought that the evidence was so clear that they were the murderers. But when they were interviewing these 2 women, they had a very shocking story on why they did this. Shockingly, they confessed saying that, wait, I thought we were on a TV prank show. They claimed that they were acting for a hidden camera for YouTube and for Chinese TV. They claimed that they were instructed by these 4 men that they were traveling with, who promised them a little bit of spotlight on TV and $100. Both of these females were said to have a dream to become an actress / a celebrity. And you can see on their social medias, on the post prior to this, they had very big interest, and especially in K-pop and the Korean culture. There is even a video of one of the women going on a singing competition show. So it showed that they did have dreams to become a celebrity.
It was said that the men gave them presents, took them to aquariums, karaoke, and even restaurants in order to use the boyfriend strategy to lure them in and gain their trust over time.
They claim that they practiced the prank show 2 months prior up to 7 to 8 times, and usually they were given orange juice or baby oil in order to do these airport pranks. On this particular day of assassination, they thought they were given baby oil again. So basically, on February 13th, these 4 men instructed the girls, hey, we're gonna do this prank show again. There's gotta be an actor. He looks like this with a black backpack. He is bald. You're gonna run up to him, smear this oil on him, and then that's it. The CCTV footage shows that after the attack, the 2 women ran off to the bathroom to wash their hands off and took off in a taxi, which is a very odd behavior knowing that you were in a prank show. Of course, they were eventually arrested and charged with murder. So what was the evidence against them, and were they actually North Korean spies, or did they really think that they were in this prank show and they were innocent victims themselves? They also testified saying that they thought that they were recruited by men who claimed that they were from Japan, Korea. In the previous prank attempts, they were paid even up to $200. And apparently, if you're found guilty of murder in Malaysia, there is a mandatory death sentence. So this is a big, huge case for these girls to prove that they were really not in on this. Both girls pled not guilty, and this is when the trial began. So one of the biggest questions was, if the X agent was such a deadly chemical weapon, then how did these girls not get affected? There's a lot of theories behind this. It's also very confusing, but they say that the girls were exposed, but they did not get affected because they went to wash their hands right after. Also, low dosage on your hands or the cloth or your bags usually won't affect you as much. I am not a doctor or chemical specialist. This is just what I read, but supposedly the girls themselves weren't affected. One of the girls' friends testified saying that they remember telling them that they've met this rich Korean guy who was offering them a chance to be on their prank show. Because of the girl herself wanted to be an actress and she wanted to have a little bit of spotlight, also getting payments like $100, $200, it didn't sound that bad. Defense also argued that the girl touched her hair before she went on the attack, which indicated that she didn't know that this was a deadly weapon. But there was still a question of how these girls acted after the assassination. For example, if it was a prank show, usually after the prank, you go back to the actor and say, hey, it was a prank, and then there's like a camera over there and you have the staff looking at you laughing. But they just went straight to the bathroom, washed their hands off, and went on a taxi. Like, that's not a normal protocol for a prank show. So what kind of normal prank show were they doing? The LOL shirt was also a controversy, as people thought that this was a message to show their successful mission and a laugh at Kim Jong Nam. I also believe that I heard that one of the girls had a second phone that only used Wi-Fi and no SIM card that was used to talk to the North Korean men. So that was a little suspicious as well, that the men instruct them to do this and they just innocently thought nothing of it. Or again, did they know about this? Eventually, in the end, Siti Aisyah was released with help of the Indonesian government, and Doan charges were dropped, and she pled to a lesser charge, voluntarily causing hurt by dangerous weapons, and she was sentenced to 3 years and 4 months, but only served a portion of that, and she was released in May 2019. There was also other North Korean men who were arrested, but due to lack of evidence, they were released. Again, the 4 men that was directly involved in this have never been found. Shockingly, one of the girls, Doan, she did an interview to talk about her side and what really happened. According to her, a man named Mr. Y, who again claimed to be that rich Korean guy wanting to give her opportunity, instructed her on how to go about these pranks, and that she would get a lot of attention and would make the show even more funny by doing it even more bigger. And I think that was one of the reasons why she did it so harshly, because full on like snatch right there. In my opinion, that's not just a prank, that's not funny. Even if it was a prank show, that is a harsh thing to do to someone. So I wanted to know a second opinion on this case, whether these girls really knew this or not. So I asked my YouTuber friend Yeonmi. She is a North Korean refugee, and we did a video together a couple months back, and she talked about life in North Korea. It's a really interesting video, so you guys should click on it and watch it after this video. So according to her, in her opinion, she says, I think it is hard to believe that they didn't know, but at the end of the day, that is not the most important question. Even if they knew, I think everyone is a victim. So thank you so much, Yeonmi, for your insight, and that is a very powerful message, that at the end of the day, whoever instructed this is the real killer. So let's talk about why. Why would the half-brother want to get rid of your own blood-related family? So there's a couple opinions about this because no one really knows directly why. So it is very well known that Kim Jong Un a couple of years ago had his own uncle killed for being accused of counter-revolutionary charges. He was known to be second in power, and while growing up, Han Song-taek was kind of like second father to Kim Jong Nam, and he adored Kim Jong Nam as they were growing up. So some people are saying that maybe the side of the family that just has these counter-revolutionary or capitalistic ideas, family Kim Jong Un just wants to get rid of. I mean, the other theory is that it wasn't North Korea. It wasn't Kim Jong Un. It was some other team, and we don't know. Some say that it's actually America, CIA, who did this, as Kim Jong Un and North Korea just doesn't have interest in their brother anymore. So why would they even be doing this? The other interesting theory is that this whole thing was a faked death assassination by none other than Kim Jong Nam himself. Now, this theory came up as the picture that supposedly when Kim Jong Nam passed out in the airport were circulating online. Kim Jong Nam supposedly had a huge tattoo on his belly, and in this photo, no tattoo is shown. Some say that this man doesn't even look like Kim Jong Nam, and it's just like a look-alike doppelganger. And we all know a lot of high-power people are known to have doppelgangers or fake lookalikes to kind of act on their behalf sometimes. But of course, again, some people say that the tattoo was above that part of the belly. I don't know, you guys be the judge. Could this really be Kim Jong Nam faking his own death or not? That will be a mystery. Regardless, he leaves behind 4 kids, and his eldest son, Kim Han-sol, is seen in a video that surfaced on YouTube shortly after his father's passing. Some suspect that he is now being protected and working with the CIA. Once in an interview, Kim Han-sol said that he has never met his grandfather and his other family, such as his uncle Kim Jong-un. He says that he wishes to see unifications and for things to be better in North Korea. So that was the story of this crazy event that happened a couple years ago. There's a lot of criticisms about these 2 females that they were released way too early, that they didn't get the punishment that they deserved, and the fact that they were like smiling in front of the cameras when they were released. My personal 2 cents is that I don't think that these girls knew the extent of what they were doing. I know that especially when you're young and you have a dream to be in an entertainment world, there's so many scam artists and so many shady people that I even like fell and like decided to go with anyone that decided to give me an opportunity when I was younger. So I know how gullible and just stupid you could be in that situation. Yes, I do believe that these spies picked specific girls that were desperate in their situation. Your like on this video helps me out so much to reach out so that these cases will be talked about, not go cold. And I reply to all my early birds, you guys, so hit that notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss any updates, just in case these cases have updates. Thank you so much for watching.